All right, all right, all right. It is game number 1 of the grand finals. It's the ESL Korean Weekly, and Dark is in the top right. He has cut through his opposition like a knife through hot butter, making them look like they are just below his notice. Down in the bottom left side, on the other side, Team Envy's creator, a player who has really struggled recently, but my god, as he showed up today, he also made his opponents look bad. In most of his games, he just rolled over them. He crushed Solar. He crushed Sue. They looked like they could not touch him. Two fantastic Zerg players. Now, oh, but look at that. Dark starts with a tricky opening. Pulls the drone, pretends to take the third, gets his expansion on location. I do like that. That's a good trick. But it went down at a minute. A hatchery normally starts at 48 seconds, so I can't say it's very efficient. I really can't. It's better than getting it blocked. Maybe. I'm not really sure, to be honest, even if it is. He goes for a pretty late spawning pool here, but because the hatchery is so late, it doesn't really matter. With this build, Dark's Queens will be very late. I feel like it might be worth going for a quick third base in this scenario, but we'll see how he plays it out. Notice he's prioritizing minerals over gas. That's interesting. Creator is going Nexus before Cybercore, but he could still chrono 2 Adepts across the map and do some pretty decent predictions. Nice worker harass going on the other side. I guess we'll just keep an eye on this little guy. He's trying to be about as much of a nuisance as he possibly can. You can see Dark's trying to counter micro, but I'd say Dark's one of the weaker Zergs when it comes to counter microing this. Which is weird because he's so good at microing everything else, but I think he just doesn't pay it that much attention. He just doesn't care as much as other players about his workers getting messed up a little bit. I've seen Dark go whole early games where he has 3 workers on a few of these mineral patches and only 1 mining from one of the close patches. Speak of the devil, he's only got 1 on this mineral patch in the middle. Most players would be very methodical about fixing that, not Dark. He's just like, whatever, I have 3 mining from this top patch inefficiently. 1 worker that definitely could use a buddy to be 100% efficient, but it is what it is. That's just Dark. He is known for just being a little bit more random in his builds. And the funny thing is, normally you want consistency so you know exactly how much stuff you'll have when. But Dark, it feels like, has become so strong by always having slightly off build orders. They're always a little different. Things are always a little weird. He always has to adapt on the fly. And he can never rely on things being perfect because, well, he's never done a perfect opening in his life. And that is just the matter of it. And he's not fixing it either. So that's going to be like that probably for the whole game, guys. I'll check back in on it periodically. It's not a lot if it's just temporary, but if it ends up being for the whole game, then that really does cost you a lot of delay in mineral mining opportunity cost. It's basically being about half a drone behind the entire time. Ooh, very nice shade here for Creator. This is a really good pressure. He gets 2 drones already. But overall, they get shut down. He loses the Adepts. 2 drones isn't the end of the world. Second, Oracle, nope. Creator sticking to his style. He's done this so many times today. He's going to go Oracle, Void Ray, and then 2 more Oracles. It is a very cool build. It delays his third base. But that also means if you go for a bunch of Lings to deny his third, he just doesn't care. He's like, dude, I'm building a Void Ray. It's a very expensive unit. I wasn't even planning to take it that quickly. Gets in here before the Spore Crawler is ready and grabs 3 drones. Gets on out of that. He's even going to shoot the Extractor, which is interesting. He's like, I'm going to damage that Extractor for 60 hit points. Just, I think, hoping to see if a drone came back a bit too early. Third gas goes down. That's a little bit of a change up. He's been playing a lot of 4 gas into the third base. He's just doing a couple of gases this time. Void Ray grabs an Overlord, but Dark only leaving 1 out there. No more than that. Second Oracle is on the way, and he's going for that third base up to the left as well. Void Ray takes out a Zergling. Oracle is still hiding in the far top right corner of the map, guys. Sorry for that drag of the camera. Lair! Dark's doing a Nidus Queenling all-in. Cool. Alright. It's not the fastest lair, but I just feel like it's either that or Mass Muta. Could be Mutas, actually. Mutas is really good against this build. Unless Creator can scout the Spire. Oh man, this is a good angle for Dark. Dude, he just got an amazing trade. This is a terrible pylon positioning. I've been harping on about this a lot recently. How this pylon is on the corner of the Nexus, and the corner of a Nexus is curved, which gives a lot of surface area. It doesn't create a good choke point to put your units in, but every Protoss player is building it there because it's nice to build shield batteries in this area. You got to realize, though, that if your units aren't wedged well there, they should be wedged in between the minerals. There's a much better choke point. This is not a creator problem. This is every Protoss in the world right now is making this mistake and unnecessarily losing Adepts and Zealots at their third base when they shouldn't. It is a lazy mistake that keeps getting punished. I know I'm being super critical, but it's just one of those things that it's kind of like everyone's doing it, so everyone's kind of blind to it. We really need one Protoss to just shut that Ling pressure down consistently and do it in a really organized way, and I think players will start adopting it. For now, Oracles do get 3 kills. Oh, make it 4. Not bad, man. The pressure for Creator is so good. I feel like that was the saving grace. Killing all those Adepts and Zealots really was the saving grace of this opening, or it would have been amazing for Creator. Creator is going for a big Sentry Immortal all-in. Ooh, and actually, it's Hydra Bane? He's skipping Banelings. He's going just straight to Hydras. Wait. Is he going to do a timing? Dark might be doing a timing of Hydra Ling. But this is going to hit him before he gets many Hydras up. He won't have the upgrades ready. He's going to go Groove Spines. Hydra Ling off. He's still droning, so he is going to go 60 drones at least. Oh, man. If he sees this moving out, that'll help him a little bit. Void Ray is there. But Dark sees a lot of Immortal Sentry Stalker. He should know what he's up against. Pylon goes for the full wall. Warp Prism is on the way. Creator's going to leave the Void Ray there temporarily to try and clean up a few more Zerglings. Cleans up 2 of them. Make it 3. Zerglings are going to back off. It's a lot of units moving to that left side of the map. 10 Hydras. 5 Queens. All 5 Queens will pull to the front. You guys know Dark. He scrambles those Queens better than anyone else in the game. He always has them on hotkey 0. And he brings him to the front in an emergency. Force Field randomly goes down behind. I think that was a misclick for Creator. Warp Prism's going to join up here. Oh my, those Hydras from behind. Not to mention the Zerglings. Oh, this is an amazing ambush for Dark. But Creator keeps most of his valuable units alive using that Warp Prism to save the sentries. He's still got actually a lead in army supply, and Hydras are very fragile. Queen's pulling is fantastic. Lings are good, but Zealots do clean him up pretty nicely as well. He's actually going to back off. I think he's decided breaking through Hydras is not really possible. They have 6 range as well. The Groove Spines is done, so he backs away. A 4th base and Evo Chamber go down for Dark. Meanwhile, the transition is double Robo Bay. Ooh, okay, so that makes a lot of sense, right? If Protoss goes home, they're always going to go Robo Bay for Colossus and potentially Disruptors versus Hydraling Bane. So what should your answer be as Zerg? I think it's Quick Hive. And maybe even skip Banelings and just play pure Lurker Hydra into Viper. Oracle gets picked off by Dark in the back of the base. Forge is super late for Creator. And it's Spire! No way! Dark's gonna swap Mutas. Hydraling into Mutas. Guys, this was my favorite build in late Heart of the Swarm. I have not seen someone play Hydraling into Muta in a while. Especially off this, like, rather decent economy. He's on 6 gas, 62 drones. Not a giant economy, but a pretty good one. And he might, I mean, it's still, even right now, it's a very scary army for Creator to deal with. I don't think Dark's actually going to commit. I think Force Fields are enough to scare him off. Are they, though? Dark shoves up the ramp. There's no more Force Fields. Wow. Hydras are such a powerful unit. They are such a good unit right now. Good Force Fields traps a pack of Zerglings at the top of the ramp. There is a stasis trap that he can fall back on, not to mention battery overcharge. A few of these Stalkers do get caught. Good micro by Creator. He's got a bunch of Zealots in the main base, guys. Looks like he did lose the Prism, right? Yeah, Prism went down. Zealots trade okay versus the Zerglings, but at the end of the day, they do get cleaned up rather efficiently in the tail end of it. Most importantly, he saw the Spire, but he doesn't... I don't know if he noticed. I don't know if he noticed the Spire, because he's... Okay, no, he's moving out. Yeah, he knows the Spire. He noticed the Spire. He's got to go right now. Otherwise, he's just going to die to this Mutalisk swap. No, but he's taking a 4th. Maybe, I don't think he noticed it. I don't think he saw that with the Zealots, guys. There was a lot going on. Very easy to not click on that. Oracle dies. He sees more Hydras coming out. 30 Hydras. Dark is a mad lad, guys. Everyone out here playing Lingbane Ravager, Lingbane Hydra. Dark's like, why not just only Hydras and Zerglings and then surprise them with a Muta swap? All the sane players are like, well, you can't do that because they could do this and they could do that. Dark says, yeah, but I'm a master at making them only do what I want them to do. And that's exactly what's happened. Creator's going to see the Mutas and be like, oh, you're kidding me, man. He's got a few Stalkers warping in the main. Doesn't have that many units at that third base. A single Stalker and a Sentry that shoots up. Those guys do take out the 4th hatchery. If these Stalkers can move over and defend, he might be all right. He's getting flanked right now. Lots of Hydraling coming in. He's going to need to pull to the right side. Stalkers there. Oh, man. Artosis just went down. Artosis Pylon went down. Lots of gateways being depowered. He's going to recall his army after killing the 4th base. 1 Immortal Sentry and Stalker left out. Muta's only killed 4 probes, but at least 5 more, I think, will go down before this is done. Phoenix are building, but it's only 8 Mutas, and then back into more Hydras and Zerglings and +2 melee. There's no Baneling Nest. So it does feel like there's a bit of desperation to trade. Like, he really does need to trade. Because there's a 4th coming up for Protoss before his 4th is up. Like, he's got a sick army, does Dark, but now he's building Corruptors to kill the Colossus. Oh! But he can't wait for that. He's got to do more damage right here, right now. Dark is playing a real weird style. Mass Hydra coming in. But the Hydra doesn't have upgrades. He upgraded his Zerglings, even though his style essentially is Mass Hydra with a bit of Mutaling support. 2 Cannons, 2 Stalkers push back the Mutas in the main. The Mutas have preserved themselves very well. This will be a never-ending pack of mosquitoes sapping away at Creator's blood in this series, or in this game. The Corruptor's coming. He's going to go Lurker Den? Wait. Lair Tech Lurkers? Now he starts an infestation pit. This seems like it was made up on the fly. I think this gives credence to the fact that Dark really does just go with the flow and what he feels like in the moment. Colossus left out there. Watch out. Pull that bad boy back. Corruptors are going to be a big problem. Archons are coming in. He's got a good set of force fields as well, but 4 Colossus might be too many. I mean, they're going to do some good damage. Oh, some good pickups could be nice. The Prism did some really nice pickups, man. Oh my lord. 3rd base is getting ransacked a little bit, but a few Zealot Warp-ins, a Stalker in the Mineral Line. The Colossus go a bit far forward on the right side, but the Void Ray, the Archons, the Stalkers defend it, and Creator hangs on in what has been a crazy, chaotic game. Dark is just doing crazy, weird things you expect out of a player in a ladder game. Like, just weird sets of units at odd times that you're not used to. You're not really sure what the next step is or how it adds up. He's now being forced to go Hive and to drone his 4th, but he's not really ahead in economy. He killed some more probes, so don't get me wrong. Creator's only at 55, but if Creator holds the probe key down, I mean, he's got a way bigger army. He can go win the game any moment. Actually, why is Creator not going to win the game? I think that's a very good question. He sees drones popping out. He has a gigantic army. 3 Colossus, 3 Archons, an Immortal 10 Zealots, 22 Stalkers, who admittedly don't have Blink. That is kind of weird that he hasn't made Blink yet. I do think the ability to reposition those would be great. He's giving time for Lurkers to get out. They aren't Hive-Tech Lurkers, but they're going to stall out the advance a lot. Creator's going to split push both sides of the map at once. He's going to take a 5th base and continue probing. I mean, if you're going to play the long game, that's what he's got to do. Keep expanding and probe up. He's going to get to like 75 probes because he's got no bank right now and he's almost maxed. Blink does start up, +2 as well. Disruptor's under production. But the Lurkers will hold him off for now. I don't think he knows how low Dark's economy is and just how bad that previous battle was for Dark. Dark threw away so much money in Corruptors, Hydras, and Zerglings. And he's only now getting his +1 range as well. Adrenal Glands for the Zerglings coming in. They are +2 Zerglings. Remember, they'll be a great harassment unit all game long. Cannon Battery. Should be able to defend with a battery overcharge, but nice hold position. Ooh. Only gets a single probe. Could have been worse. Zealots warping in on all sides, blocking him. Leaving Zealots and Adepts across the map. I love the way Creator controls the map first, Zerg. He splits up on altitude, controls the map, and he doesn't let them dictate where the fighting happens. Somehow Zerglings are still getting in the base. The Zerglings still being a nuisance. Finally, they get cleaned up by those cannons. How many gateways we got? 9 gateways. He's going to build an extra one, make it 10. Psystorm's on the way, +3 weapons. Base on the right side. Stalkers do spot that. Corruptors get pushed back, as does the drone. Chat saying that previous fight was the worst possible fight by Dark, the big attack. Yeah, I think you guys are pretty right. He kind of... There's a reason why these oddball compositions are oddball composition. It's because, you know, there's usually a weakness, right? And if you end up maxing on Hydras, Zerglings, Mutas, and Corruptors, you kind of go, yes. And if they have a not terrible army defending and you can't do anything with it, what's your next step? Those units don't mesh very well into a next step, do they? That was the problem for Dark in that last fight. Zealots come in. The Lurker is defending this base. Looks like he could snipe that base pretty well. Creator's building a Prism, Disruptors, Storm, Dark Shrine, and he's going for an 11th Gateway. Creator is building a little bit of everything. And that is how Creator likes to play in the later stages of this matchup. He doesn't really have any cannons defending his new bases, though. Only 1 cannon on his 3rd and 4th. His 5th and 6th are wide open. Oh, army in the top left. Watch out. Lurker's coming for him. Stalkers take out the hatchery, though. Really nicely done, but he's got to get out. He's got to get out. He's got to... Oh, man. He already used his ball. Oh, Lurkers get some big damage. Few Zealots, battery overcharge are going to defend, but the cannon went down, as do 3 probes. And this army on the left is looking mighty exposed. Mass Lurker! He's just made 26 Lurkers. I honestly am convinced that Dark is a child who just chooses, I like monster trucks, and then he only wants to play with monster trucks for the rest of the day. Except it's a game, and he's chosen Lurkers today. Oh my lord, he's made 26 Lurkers, there's 24 left, they're shoving this left side. Creator's trying to counterattack, but if those Lurkers come back and now clean up his army, Creator is in huge trouble. This is such a crazy push. He's trying to build Immortals. He needs something that can just shoot them down. Look at how fast they are, man. Siege tanks on stim. He's going to try and recall, but look at how many... everything dies. My god. Just a crazy Lurker count. What a seesaw game to start off this Grand Finals. Creator's F2ing. He's trying to get forward. Psystorms could buy him a little bit of time. He gets a few Zerglings, but not much else. Disruptor Shot gets dodged. Man, even with the slowdown on the burrow, unburrow in that last patch, Lurkers are still very speedy units. And on mass like this is such an expensive army, but it seems to have caught Creator with his pants down. He's still got a good number of workers. He has a 3rd Robo, so losing 1 is not the end of the world. If he can get up to like 8 Immortals, I think he can do it, but right now, this is tough. Oh, good Disruptor Shot. The Immortals did some damage as well. He's trying to counterattack again. He feels like, I can't fight this. Dark's just going to shove in. I got to go across the map, but his army is strung out right now like a meth head who hasn't been able to get near those chemicals for the last few days. He needs his fix right now, and there is no fix for this situation. Corruptors in the main go PP. The Natural gets breached. The Robos are falling. The Lurkers are there. The Hydras are there. And even Dark's rally, causing those strung out units problems. Cleaning up those. And a very nice way to bring it back for Dark. What an absolutely back and forth game. Creator probably could have counterattacked immediately after that defense and won the game. Unfortunate that he didn't show that killer instinct. Alright guys, messing up the games like he loves to. Dragon Kaiser Gaming's Dark, now in the bottom right. Creator in the top left. Playing Dark is one of the most frustrating things as a Protoss player, especially if you like organized games, clean games, which I think Creator does. As good as he is at harassing and keeping his opponent under pressure, he likes the game to be in the realm of familiarity. Dark likes the game to just be not in his opponent's comfort zone. Is I think the only thing Dark cares about, really. That's really annoying for Creator to play against. Yeah, Dot's only really played Zerg. I taught her to build 14-gate Protoss previously, a little bit. 14-gate, 2-base, Mass Zealot. So yeah. Waifu Bronze to GM will be a goal to teach her Sky Toss, teach my wife Sky Toss. Which I think will just be funny, because I'm sure she'll be kind of terrible at it, but she'll also like win some games in frustrating ways. It's one of the most, a lot of people would say the most toxic way of playing StarCraft 2. The lowest effort, the easiest, a lot of things, but I don't know. It sounds about right for her. Since I don't think she is that motivated to learn Protoss seriously. It'll be good fun. Anyways, back to the game at hand, guys. Creator is up here in the top left, Dark's in the bottom right, and we are looking at a pretty standard early game. Dark sent the drone out super early, so he got the hatchery down right on 48 seconds, even though it was at the 3rd base. Link speed started up nice and fast, and we are seeing a single Adept chrono boosted across, but notice he's already queued a Stalker. We are seeing a Twilight Council opening, ladies and gentlemen. I believe he delayed starting Warp Gate, though, to make it look like this was a Stargate. So, cool opening for Creator, man. Probe does back away from there. Keep our eyes on Dark. I feel like if there's anyone who's going to do a surprise all-in, it's probably him. And that can actually be very effective versus a Twilight opening. Ooh, Adept comes up there. I think the Ling saw it from the high ground and quickly backed away. Probes coming in from all sides. Robo's up. Twilight Council as well. Ling's hanging out. Glaive Adepts are on the way. How are we doing? 8 drones pumping out all at once. Now, where do you stop probing as Creator is a big question. This to me feels like a very economic Glaive Adept. Probably still 3 or 4 gates, but I don't think it's... Yeah, it's going to be 4 gate. It's not that committed because, look, his natural's already full here, guys. 3 minutes 40, 16 out of 16 workers on the expansion. And he's still building them, which means he's going to take a gas soon as well, I believe. What is that probe doing? Oh, he's doubling up his probes even here at 4 minutes. Wow. Has a pylon in the main. And you might be like, oh, a supply block, what a noob. But that's like for a few seconds of probe production, nothing else. His build is very tight. Fjorl! Thank you very much for the gifted subs, my friend. Racketus with the tier 1 before that. Hospans, thank you guys. Really appreciate the love. All right, guys. 4 gates are going. Appreciate you all keeping the timer alive. For the subathon. What do we got? 4 gates going. Glaives. Prism's going to fly out the left side. We've got the Spore Crawler there in the 3rd base. And the natural. 3 Roaches Massling. This is going to be a 3 Ravager Massling defense. So notice... The Roaches are popping out, immediately morphing them into Ravagers. 1 in the main, 1 in the natural, 1 in the 3rd. Just wherever they popped out, immediately morph them. If he can surround the Adepts and bile them, that's going to be really bad for Creator. Creator needs to realize what he's up against and not walk into the trap. This is his vision right now. He doesn't see him. Okay, he sees the Ravagers. He realizes what he's up against, and he backs away. Good choice by Creator. Probe gets cleaned up at the 3rd base. Good move by Dark, making it difficult for Creator to expand behind this. Creator is on 3 gases. He's still adding 1 or 2 probes behind. And he's kind of just chilling. Says, yep, let's just secure the 3rd base. No worries. That goes down. 3rd Nexus starts. He's building an Immortal. Ooh, are we going to see the 2 Immortal? Big Adept push behind it? Yeah, he's warping in 4 more Adepts at home. So he's making it look like he's kind of backed out of it. Now, Dark does like to just keep massing units. He's sitting at 40 drones and doing nothing but making mass lings and a few more roaches. Oh! 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 He went for a big gamble triple bile, hoping to catch the prism. Dark is... He always throws the Hail Mary. A lot of players say, why would you bother doing that? It's never going to land. But Dark is like, it doesn't cost me anything. I'm fast. I'm not losing anything. I'll do it. I want to make my opponent nervous. I want to look for that moonshot, even if it only lands 1 in 50 games. Creator will remember that the next 50 times I play him and be paranoid about it happening again. 6 gates, guys. He's going to do the 2 Immortal push with so many Adepts. This is a fake 3rd. He's not even got probes for it, mate. He's got like only 1 probe long distance mining. Dark's doing a Ravager Ling all-in, which gets hard countered by this. He should die, but Creator's a little bit split. He's got to get out of there. Cancel the 3rd. Cancel the 3rd. Cancel it. Cancel it. He does cancel it. He's going to lose a bunch of Adepts. He cancels a few of the Shades and saves them with the Prism. He should easily defend his natural. It's a lot of Zerglings, though. My lord. Oh, my God. The Biles. He picks up the Immortals, though. The Biles didn't land too big. This would be crazy. If this actually kills Creator, I don't know how StarCraft works. I mean, that was wild that Dark took that good a trade, dude. He actually traded efficiently and got the 3rd canceled. And now he's like, sweet, I can play a macro game. Make a lair, make an Evo, make 10 drones. I cannot. Oh, man, that's so disgusting. Creator's like, I don't care, man. I'm on 6 gates. We're going all in. And the thing is, it is still mostly Massling, which sucks against Adepts, but it's just amazing how many Adepts died. 14 Adepts, 1 Stalker, because Creator didn't know about the push, right? So he was trying to hide his own push. Otherwise, he would have grouped up there a little bit more and tried to play that out a bit differently. Big thanks to the 5 months, Mobilny Filu. All right, guys, Roach Speed's on the way. The Ravager Roachling trying to group up. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. How does this... Okay, the Immortals drop down. The Adepts are trying to dodge against the Biles. A few Biles land, but not too bad. The Zerglings are basically gone. The Immortals a bit far forward on the right side. That guy needs to get out of there. He warps in the Adepts. The Immortals are going down. Adepts have shaded into the base. The Immortals fall. Both Immortals are gone. The Adepts are going ham, though. Drones trying to hide on that right side. Refugee Hunters! These Adepts are the absolute savages. They don't just give refuge or refuse to give refuge to the Adepts. To the drones. They hunt them down. Absolute savages. But you know what? Roach Ravagers come in. The Guardians, they say, no, Peacekeeper Roach Ravager here. We're going to take you down. And shading into a surround of Roach Ravager. Dark, you tricky bastard, you. He's done it again. Reeled him in again, man. Creator didn't realize this was a heist. Dark has invited him to a heist, but it was a double. It was a double twist. It was one of those ones where they turn back on you, you know. You thought you were part of the crew, but then they turn it on you and you were getting duped as well. Creator's going to build for the next round. He's got more Immortals, so he's going to go for another Immortal, another Mass Adept attack. See if he can kill him. I mean, he killed a lot of drones, so there is hope. It's just a pretty small amount of hope because I feel like Dark realizes like, oh, you don't have a third. Let's check. As long as he's not building a third, don't build drones, just keep making units. And even though he's down on workers, he has a third base to mine from. Remember, this main base, massively oversaturated. Dark, on the other hand, he can transfer workers to his third base as his minerals mine out. So this is a massive production lead and the ability to just keep building himself further and further. And he's actually going to wait for 2 immortals again. Is Creator. Ooh. Chat is claiming this Zergling skin is overpowered. Oh, they do have big wings. That is true. Big wings. You know what they say about lings with big dings? Wings, right? Oh, my lord. Adept does take out the Zergling. Probes are being pulled, guys, to long distance mine the third. I thought he was going to pull them to fight. I was like, hey, why the heck not? You're pretty all in, man. You're pretty all in. You might as well. Adepts and Immortals going for it. 30 Adepts, 2 Immortals, but there is 33 Roaches with Roach Speed. Roaches beat Adepts pretty hard. Immortals are pretty good versus them, don't get me wrong. But 2 Immortals is going to take a while to get through that many. I think shading in is a bad idea. Oh, Massling Roach counterattack hits. That's a really good move. The Immortal Prism Adept here trying to move back. He's going to go towards the third base, but the natural is being breached. I do think he probably should have pylon walled his base. Long distance mining, definitely not worth what's happened here. He's going to try and run probes away in case a base trade happens. But I don't know if he even gets any probes out. He doesn't. And I think he's going to get held at home as well, at Dark's home, I should say. The Immortals are coming forward. They are chewing through a lot of these Roaches, but the Adepts are dying even faster. And Dark finds himself in a 2-0 lead already. All right, guys. We've got Team Envy's Creator down here in the bottom left. We've also got Dark in the top right side of the map. And it is going to be potentially the last game of this series. Let's see if Creator can stop it. Can he fight back and hold on, man? Dark has been a bit of a savage, isn't he? That big giant, just 40 drone, nothing but Ravages and Zerglings. Let's YOLO. It's a scary attack. Ravager Ling is just such a brutally fast army for how early it hits, because Ravagers are basically as fast as Speed Roaches. Lings are, of course, Zerglings. And Corrosive Bile might be kind of crap, but if they surround you, it's pretty good, man. I think that's okay, Mess Makers. I don't really know how Wikipedia works, though. I'm a noob. Probe going for the rats. Did confirm the third base was down. You can tell Dark's done enough proxy hatchery builds recently that players are very cautious lately. And Creator going for the Nexus before Cybercore. Yeah, pretty typical stuff. Now, I never actually checked back on Dark's droning earlier on in Game 1. But yeah, chances are when you mess up his mining, sometimes he does leave it for the entire game, so... This time around, it looks pretty solid for Dark, as I say that. And look at that Proberus. Not bad, getting those drones bouncing all over the shop. Cybercore is on the way, second gas goes down, and that pylon goes down. Now, why would you build a pylon, guys? Their maximum production space. Look at how much space you have to build buildings. And remember, if you guys are struggling with building space as a Protoss player, try to be a bit more organized. Always put the buildings right up against the pylon, because then you can build another building on the other side of it. Whereas I see a lot of noob players just chuck it in the middle. And that means you can't squeeze a building below it. You can't squeeze a building above it in the power field. And you fit like 4. The difference is like, oh, I got 4 gateways on a pylon, or I got 12. Which is kind of insane. All right, probe blocking the natural. Lings are going to be poking around and saying, get out of our base. This is our base. Beep boop. I was told to block this. These are my minerals now. You guys are ugly and smell bad. Oi, we don't smell bad. You smell bad. You smell like robot grease, you idiot. You dickhead. Bloody nah. These Zerglings hiding off to the side. He's very good at hiding his Lings, waiting for the second Adept to leave, and then he goes in. This is what Dark, it's his specialty. Yeah, he's like, haha, you're going to go out and scout, dummy. Why are you so stupid? Oh, if he reacted quickly, he could have got it. He could have pylon blocked that. Oh, well. Oracle's on the way. Adept runs in. Could get a drone, maybe. I like that. Threatens the drones, pulls back. Those Lings will go down. Creator's going to go past and get in between the bases, but Ling speed's almost done. Cancel. Cancel. Oh, he's going in deep. Okay, Ling's running over. The wall off is not complete. Oh, God, he messed up the wall off, didn't he? Oh, God. Dark has a bit of a stiffy right now. Whoa, Creator just barely gets that gateway up by the second. Oh my lord, that could have been very dangerous. It's only 10 Zerglings, but you can tell Creator's assuming, hey, this could be a full all-in. I'm going to pull off, build a pylon just to be safe, make sure I don't get caught out. I think we'll see him cancel that. Put the Adept back in the wall, and if drones come in, he's got a probe on standby, but Oracle's going to come in behind. He's hidden it very well. Dark's rallying a drone down. Oracle finds a base. Oh, there is a Spore. I thought it was undefended for a moment. Gets 2 drones. Takes a fair bit of damage, but that ain't too bad. I think that's A-okay. Couple Zerglings start up. Ain't going to be able to kill those. Remember, 10 armor. But armor doesn't affect the Oracles. It's the Lava that only has 25 hit points. Egg has 200. Adept does get shading back there. Attacks his own gateway for a moment, but that's okay. Void Ray's out. I love this Void Ray, man. The Creator Void Ray is such a good unit. Most players' Void Rays are really bad. I don't think any of you should build a Void Ray in PvZ. Unless your name is Creator and you're really good at using it. Heck yeah. Drones coming out. 4 Overlords building at once. That's what we call a nasty supply block. On 58. That's not the cleanest for Dark. Yeah, Dark's economy build-up kind of sucks, guys. I feel like the third base is always a little slower for Creator with this build. He goes towards 4 gases and a Forge. Wait, Forge? Are we going Sky Toss? What? No. Okay, the Robo goes down. I feel like the Robo is normally a little earlier, but that's okay. Double Oracle on the right. Void Ray in the main. Queen's well positioned, though. Let's see how well Dark handles this. He's got a good Zergling count, man. He's got a lot of Zerglings to shut these Adepts down. And he's just going to recall. Very well done. Void Ray goes in the main. It's killed 2 things. It looks like one of those was maybe a drone. No, probably just a Zergling or a Creep Tumor combined with the Overlord from earlier. Could try to dive later, but look at this. Even the Oracles tried to go in. The Queen's pushed it back. He's got all the Adepts out. Natural Wall-Off is up. Adepts plus Oracle equal get out of here, Dark. And Dark quickly heeds that warning and does leave. Oh, look at that. Void Ray timed out perfectly to get a cancel on the 4th. And he gets the drone. That's great. 125 minerals of value, not to mention the delay. The Oracles could actually block that base as well if he really wanted to. He's going to go for a dive. The Queens are out of position trying to escort the drone to the 4th base. As a result, they're not in position to defend there. And he will lose an Oracle, but he's going to grab 8 more drones. Make it 9. Make it rain, baby. Adepts in the Sentry looking good. That's a lot of +1 Zerglings. He's going straight into Hydras. Guys, is Dark legitimately doing this old style from Heart of the Swarm, Hydra laying? This is so cool. I love it. It's a fun style, man. It's very different. Very different. I didn't think it could keep up these days, but I think Dark is so dynamic that players are sometimes scared of him, and so whatever it is that counters this, I guess like maybe a big Archon timing or straight Colossus play. Actually, second Robo and Robo Bay are on the way, so straight Colossus play is going to be pretty good. And he will play Baneling Nest this time, so we will try to play Hydra Bane. Now, Kratos sees the Baneling Nest, but it could still be Ravager Bane. That doesn't really tell him anything unless he sees the Hydra Den in the main. Oh, Lings go for a big surround. But overall, Units Lost tab is fantastic for Creator. If Creator's going to do the comeback, man, it all starts here. Second Robo Bay on the way. With Charge before Blink. Oh, Colossus Charge Archon. Dude. Colossus Charge Archon slays against this style because you're not wasting any gas on Stalkers. I think this is a hard counter, isn't it? I think it's a hard counter. So I think he realizes what he's up against this time, and he's just trying to hard counter it immediately. It's getting really cold in here. 1 second, guys. I'm going to turn my aircon off. Oh, me? Oh, my. Aircon's on the same temperature all day. Randomly gets way colder at this time. I'm like, what? Maybe my computers aren't producing as much heat. They're like, Creator, man, down 0-2. Don't just let him win. You got to show us some awesome games here to get it back in it, man. Now, Dark's economy is not that amazing. 77 drones is good, but it feels like he's been supply blocked so many times. His supply is lagging. And the Warp Prism in the main, just going to try and trade with these Zerglings. You know, kill 1 or 2, pick up and leave. But Dark wisely pulls back, lets the Hydras clean it up. 4th base now finished at 8 minutes 30. 3 more gateways are on the way, so it's going to be 8 gateways to Templar Archives. He's already got 2 Colossus out at that 3rd base. No sign of a hive. I mean, Hydra Bane should not work against this. But just keep in mind, you've got good creep spread. He's got amazing creep spread. You can always surround, in which case, if the Banelings clear the Zealots, and there is not a really huge maxed out army of Archons with it, absolutely, you can be surprised how well it does. But I do feel for Colossus, like, it's difficult, man. It's very difficult. Adepts coming in on separate bases, grabbing a few drones, 2 Adepts for 3 drones, 1 on each side. Prism in the main, pinning some units. I mean, Dark doesn't have longevity to his style. He kind of needs that big surrounding engagement or a few good Baneling waves, just annihilating probes. But there's cannons everywhere. I mean, the Natural might be the most exposed base to Baneling run bys. And with no Hive on the way, it doesn't feel like Creator needs to rush. Now, does Creator know that? Maybe, maybe not. Oh my god, that's a lot of supply, guys. There's 18 supply of Hydras pinned in the top of the map by 8 supply of Warp Prism Zealot. Lingbane Hydra coming on forward. Careful with this. This army's still too small. Creator needs to keep it together and make more Archons. He also ideally would have a few Zealots going to backstab right now. He's got stasis traps, he's got cannons, he's got batteries, he's got 4 Archons, 4 Colossus. You add 4 Archons to this, it's unkillable. But right now it is still a small enough army that Ling Hydra, if it finds the right angle, can get on top of it. Zealot there, stabbing some Banelings. Takes 1, takes 2 Banelings down. And he knows he's about to get attacked. I think an Archon or 2 down here is a very good idea. He's trying to micro his unit in a bit of a ball. He goes over, drops the Zealots, clears those Hydras up. Big Zealot warp, and it's only minerals. Well worth it to buy time, guys. Well worth it just to buy time. 5 Archons, 4 Colossus. There are 2 Warp Prisms on the map. I really feel just a few more Archons, and you are unkillable as Creator. But, from what I said about big Baneling run bys, okay, there we go. These probes are going to try to run away. Stasis traps freezing a lot of these units. Creator should not be base trading. He should be defending here, I think. He's going to go for it, though. I don't think that's the right call. I think this plays into Dark's very mobile army and its power. Hydraling Bane goes across. It starts to smash through the 3rd base. Hasn't really killed any probes yet. Creator is going home now, but he's killing some stuff, so he's doing some damage. If he could force field the Natural, it might be okay, but he's not recalling. He's coming home. He's made this decision very late. Creator looking a little bit indecisive. I think he played the perfect style to counter Dark's build, but now he's stumbling backwards into the army piecemeal. Those Archons trade great versus Banelings, but they're isolated, man. A few more Archons do come north to help it out. They've got 1 Colossus behind it. Other Colossus coming from the left. I thought this should have been a very easy game stylistically. He had a much better army than Dark's, but Dark makes it scrappy, and guess what? Dark is good in the scrappy game. I think Creator still might be able to just counterattack and win the game, to be honest. He's got 3 Colossus. He's making 2 more. I don't think that makes sense. I think you should just make Archons and Zealots and go. Spend all your gas on Archons and go win the game. But I guess he's going to wait. He's going to wait. He's like, well, I've still got 3 mineral lines up. Maybe I rebuild my 3rd, do a bit of long distance mining. Right now he's posturing on the counter, but he's actually reprobing. I don't know about that. Yeah, Mass Ling Hydra is going to come in. I mean, Dark loves this. If you're going to do this, those 2 Colossus, if they both pop, if he gets them right next to each other, they might kill a lot of these Zerglings. Ooh, the Colossus taking big damage. And one of them goes down. Battery overcharge will go down on that one on the left, which is pretty nice. But the Lings have already cleared up the main base. This army on the other side is doing some stuff. Zealots, shield battery cannon doing pretty nice. Battery overcharge does wear off. Lots of Hydras falling, but the Colossus and the cannon will eventually go down. Nice micro by Creator, though. Man, that did not feel like a good fight for Dark. I mean, Dark made this close, but at the end of the day, if you're going Colossus Archon Zealot, it absolutely annihilates this style. Because you're not wasting any gas on Stalkers, which means all your gas goes into Archons and Colossus, which are obviously the hard counter. And, hey, you got some Zealots to support, which do very well versus Lings and Hydras when there's no Banelings around. Very well played by Creator. Alright, guys, he's got a point on the board. He's fighting hard, but that was a very clever style, and Dark did not realize he was doing that until very late and still made it a very close game. So Dark's ability to be a bit of a tricky, wriggly boy, very rough to deal with. Very truff, I almost said. That is not a word. Well, I mean, obviously truff is a word, but, you know, not spelled like rough. Actually, I mean, now I was thinking of rough spelled like Ruff the StarCraft player, and then truff spelled that way. Anyways, I am very tired. 15 hours coming up on 15 hours live. We'll see how we go. Hopefully the commentary still makes some semblance of sense. Dark does go for the 3rd base. Probe has not checked for that yet. He knows that Dark likes to sometimes hide the drone and go for it. But if you wait till this long, at least you've blocked it. Even if he does get the hatchery down, it's a 1 minute hatchery. It's very late. It's 12 seconds delayed, and it messes up his whole opening. All right, Probe's going to start doing some harassment. Dark pulling workers off the closest mineral patches to go on gas. Doing a good job of counter-microing so far. Cybercore goes down post-Nexus. And of course, that means you go second gas next on 75 minerals. Beautifully timed. Cues it back to the same mineral patch that it left from. Perfectly saturating with 16 workers paired up. A clean opening for Creator so far. See if he can be a little more annoying with his harassment. He hasn't really achieved too much yet. Dark's counter-microed it very well. Something he's known for kind of messing up. If you alternate between the patches, Dark usually can't keep up with that, or doesn't care to at least. Alright. Probe's moving down to the third base. Dark's opening looking pretty standard. I don't see any signs of a sneaky all-in or anything like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Dark does just throw the kitchen sink it created this game. I think a Queen Walk can absolutely work versus this Void Ray 3 Oracle play. It's just a little tricky because you need to bring quite a few Queens to beat that many air units. Stalker. Oh my god. Oh damn. Stalker first. Actually going to pay off big with an Overlord kill. Fantastic way to mess up Dark's opening. Dark's got to queue up another Overlord. He's already building 10 Zerglings. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is he planning to try to... Is he all-inning? Yeah, he's all-inning. He's going to pull the boys. Massling on the way, guys. He's going all in. All right. And there's no scouting because Creator's gone Stalker first. So if he doesn't have a probe on duty, he's screwed. Here we go. Drones are coming. Drones are coming. Dark is going all in, baby. So he's going to pull 7 drones. These guys, you can see, are on a different... Wait, he doesn't have them control grouped? Who the hell pulls their drones and doesn't control group them? Oh, Dark, you chaos man. He sees the Adept Shade out. It does cancel. But those drones are going to get in. Oh, he's pulling the probe. Wall off, wall off, wall off. He gets the wall off. Dark gets completely stopped in his tracks. He kills the Adept, but then the drones have to go home. There's no way he's getting through this, man. As long as another gateway goes down behind that pylon, there is no way you are getting through that. He's got 2 gateways here, man. He's playing such a safe opening as Creator. Oh my god, so many Adepts coming out as well. He'll need to build another pylon over here to try to make sure that wall off is complete. I don't know about this positioning with the Stalker. It's kind of sticking out, right? The Adept Stalker trying to hang on. I guess the shield battery coming up, he might be okay. And indeed he is. Perfect defense for Creator, who's got so many Adepts. Now, he does not need to counter pressure. Dark has a billion Zerglings, and if you try to counter pressure anytime soon, that is a ridiculous move, Creator. No! Okay, I think he's quick enough on the shade. Only loses 1 Adept. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. I guess he just didn't realize there was still Zerglings rallying in. Now he knows that Dark is at like half his economy. And guess what? Resonating Glaive starts up, 5 gateways. He is going to counter with Mass Glaive Adept. And he says, there's no way you can defend this. You are way too far behind. I blocked your silly all in. I've been playing safe first. I know you like to mix that stuff in. Beautiful play by Creator. Single Adept shading out. He's checking there's no Banelings morphing. Always good to see. If you see a few Banelings coming in, quickly warp in a sentry. Speak of the devil, Baneling Nest is on the way of 33 drones. Ooh. Okay, guys. So basically what's going to happen here is Dot is very sleepy in the chat. Dot, if you want, you can come and show me how to set it up. Tell me whatever playlist. I can probably do it and you can go to sleep. Anyways, this is a defensive all-in. He wants Creator to come and attack him. He's going to surround the Adepts, blow them up with the most efficient Ling Bane attack you've ever seen, and then go across the map and win. But because Creator's taking a third, he's going to try to do it aggressively. Oh, that's going to be very hard to pull off. He's trying to bait him out. Oh, but the Adepts see it. The Adepts see the Banelings. No, this is too good of a position for Creator. It's too good of a position, man. The Adepts are able to spread. They've already killed most of the Zerglings. And he's shading across the map as well. Yeah, Dark is dead. He does not have the numbers to contest this. He's down 15 workers. He needed to crush these Adepts, man. Instead, he's losing even more Zerglings, and at least in cost value, than there are Adepts going down. It does equal it out a little bit there. Glaive Adepts, of course, still not as good as Zealots when it comes to killing Zerglings. But actually, I don't know. What is better? If the Zealots have +1, obviously they're way better, but if the Adepts are just compared to regular Zealots without +1, I think it might be pretty similar. Anyways, gateways are massing up here. 6 gateways, Forge, Blink, third base is up. Creator says, cool, I can play Blink from here, no worries. Those Zerglings went down, Creator spares the Urubu, and so the curse will not fall upon his family. The Blink is there, +1 starts up, Roach Warren's on the way as well. We've got 38 drones versus 53 probes. Lingbane trying to deal with it. The Adepts are going to come on in, and they cancel at the last second. Okay, what do we got, guys? 3 bases with very little saturation, 8 roaches, all on hatchery tech. Dark is desperate, and the problem is Blink beats all of that. Just having Blink Stalker is one of the most flexible defensive comps in the game. A few sentries, a battery, a cannon going down to support your position. Oh, Creator's even sending a Dark Templar in against a guy who has no detection. He sees this. He blows up the Banelings! Manually blows up 4 Banelings to kill the Dark Templar. He does it again! Oh my lord. I think it... Oh, that's kind of hilarious, man. That is kind of hilarious. I think it only takes 3 to actually kill them. It's 35 damage times 3 is just short. Actually, no, because it's 120, isn't it? Oh, you do need the 4th Baneling, don't you? Oh, man. See, like, this is huge. Creator's just like, wait, you don't even have drones mining your 3rd because you had to pull them back? Oh, you're so behind. So he's just dancing here, dancing around with the Dark Templar, playing with his food. And he is just miles and miles ahead. 6 gateways right now. He's building 3 more of them. He's building more cannons and batteries at the 3rd base. Just insurance, I guess. If he's going to play like that, I wouldn't mind him taking a 4th base as well. He sees an Evo chamber, lack of gases on the natural, and a lair not finished. And Creator knows that he's got a game 5 on his hands. Like, it's not an if, it's just when. Looks like, there we go. Nice. Hold position, surround. That Dark Templar gets caught. He chrono boosts a Forge, +2 does start up. Creator is going to move around the top with 2 Adepts, the bottom with 2 Adepts, and Stalkers through the middle. Blink is now finished. He is ahead in army supply and ahead in worker supply. Not to mention massive tech advantage with Blink Stalkers and +1 being finished. We're on Creator's vision right now as he just sets up here, just kind of patiently looking to chip away. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to throw these Stalkers away. I'm just trying to get a 4th behind this, set up for the next stage, add charge. And look at that. He's just going to chip away at these units for free. Not the cleanest Blinks, but good enough. Even focusing down some Banelings. And he's going to try to shade these Adepts in. That's interesting, because I don't think there's any drones to shade them into right now. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, you don't have an economy for him to kill. You don't have an economy for him to kill. I forgot. Oh, sorry about that, man. Dark, on the other hand, is just like, if I survive long enough, it's Creator, he might screw up. And the more I make him play, the more chance there is for him to be, you know, mentally broken. I think Dark sees him as frail, right? Dark is a stocky man, both physically and mentally. Creator, he's like, this man's fragile. I just got to put pressure on him. He'll break, man. Tries to get the Ravager, can't quite finish it off. Gets one now. Gets a few Zerglings, but nice surround. 2 Stalkers fall. Charges on the way, going up to 11 gateways. 4th baseway is almost... 4th base is almost finished. Dep's going to shade in on the south. Dark's in such a defensive stance, I don't see these moves really doing that much. Adepts come in, Stalker's trying to poke at the front at the same time. He will actually take out 3 or 4 drones. Adept's going to shade in from the bottom as well. Remember, these are Glaive Adepts as well from that early game. He has the upgrade. Oh, they can actually... Okay, these Adepts... Oh, man. Okay. Pairing it up with the Stalkers at the same time for the distraction pays off big. Creator is annihilating. And he's so active, he keeps doing it. He keeps doing it. Even that last Adept almost gets a drone in the main base. 11 drones fall. Mass Stalker +3s on the way. A Robo. 73 probes versus 53 drones. Dark trying to hang on for dear life. Trying to get a big mistake out of Creator. Creator is too good, man. That game, last game, it looked like it was like, oh man, so hard to win even with the build counter. But you know what? I actually feel like looking at this game, I feel better and better for Creator. It's just such a safe play. So many players lose to that sort of attack that Dark does with the drone drill, but he pulled the probes at the perfect moment. Just amazing game sense for Creator. Really seems to understand where his opponent's mentality is at. And remember, GG, Dark taps it out. Remember, Creator beat Solar and made him look kind of dodgy to get here. He beat Sue. If he can make the reversal versus Dark, Creator may just be our new PvZ god. Just like their series at the World Championship in the round of 8, it's going to be decided in a 5th game on Royal Blood. It's the exact same spawns. Will Creator get a chance for revenge? He was absolutely gutted in that match. It was a match where he was in a good spot, and he just kind of got caught out of position a few times by Dark, and things fell apart very rapidly, culminating in a base trade, where he did, of course, end up trying to recall to a Nexus, and it died before the recall could complete, and he was absolutely distraught. Now, Dark does like to fake it with the extra drone on this map, but looks like he's not doing it this time. He sent that drone nice and early, gets it down at 50 seconds, not too bad. And does go for that 16 hatch, going to be 18 gas, 17 pool behind that. Probe for Creator. Pretty sure he checks for it. He's actually going left first, which is interesting. So he's going to check both expansions and seeing which way he can go. Sees the hatchery. Man, I'm really curious. So my brain, as I said, I've been live for 15 hours now. I am just kind of processing and thinking. Creator is the kind of cat who just goes straight Oracle Void Ray. It's his best build right now. He's got to do it. There's no way he plays Twilight Council, right? I think? I don't know, though. I'm not sure. That's what I would guess, though. And if I was Dark and I thought he was going to do that, I might just Queen Walk. I might just try to kill him with something kind of simple, where the pressure's on him to really defend perfectly. Cancels Warp Gate, starts the Stargate. Nothing too crazy so far for Creator. Very conservative pylon placement. It's interesting. Doesn't get as much building space out of that. Probe is going to be just dancing around, confirming the 3rd hatchery, seeing if any Zerglings are sneaking out of the base. Dark goes for a bit of a nibble with that drone, does get the 3rd base down. And interestingly, he's left a worker on gas. This is the flexibility drone. Now, I've seen Dark not leave that on a lot. And that makes me think maybe Queenling Nidus. He hasn't used it yet this series, the Chadray Annihilator build. Back when everyone was massing Void Rays and he was killing people with Queenling Nidus, he's never really put that build to rest. Not really. He starts his lair very quickly. Around 3:40, 4 minutes, something like that. Definitely a good chance of that being the case. I know I thought he was doing it earlier, and I was wrong. It was actually not that fast of a lair. Ended up being that Hydra Ling game in game 1. Lings are just trying to gather up there. It's an Adept. He's out on the map. He's on the left side, just kind of pulling back, being very cautious. Oracle moving out. Stalker's going to push that Overlord back to the pillar. There is a Roach Warren on the way, which usually tells me that Dark thinks it's a bloody Twilight build. He sees the Oracle now, and he's going to be like, oh, okay. Stalker will no doubt go out to finish that Overlord. It could try to hide down the bottom. Can it get away in time? Yeah. I think it can. No. 2 more shots. One more. Barely gets it. Ling's coming for the surround. Oracle's nearby, though. Oh, Oracle didn't turn the laser on. He thought Dark would run away, so he pulls back from it. Dark does have to back off. Now, Dark has not started that layer yet. It's 4:10. He's fully back on gas and mining a lot of gas, though. It's a very interesting opening for Dark. This is a lot of gas to have this early in the game, especially against a Stargate build. Lair starts at 4:25. It's a pretty quick lair. It's not crazy fast, but it's pretty quick. 4 Queens, 6 Zerglings here as the 4 Adepts and the Oracle come forward. Oracle does go into the natural, goes in, goes out, does a Revelation and decides to leave. Takes a little bit of a bruising, but not too bad. 3rd base is almost finished back at home. 2nd Gateway comes up, and behind it a Robo and a Forge. So it is not the Oracle Void Ray, but it's triple Oracle. So still a very similar build order. Stargate into Immortals, +1, couple Sentries. His standard matchup of units, right? And then it really, is he going to play Charge Archon or does he play Blinkstalker Colossus? Because he's capable of playing both styles. I really like the Colossus Charge Archon. Is actually a great style, but it suffers against roaches, right? That's kind of its weakness. Because if there's like a big roach time and you're like, I have a Colossus and some Zealots, it's like, it's not the greatest army. You kind of need to swap to Immortals in that scenario. Here comes a pack of Roach Link, 13 Zerglings, 3 Roaches. Is he going to panic? He's got a second shield battery. I think he's more than defended against this. He's got a Twilight Council on the way, but he did pause Robo production and Forge production because he was afraid of that. So Dark kind of fainting at him. Doesn't get the biggest reaction. I think it's not bad. I mean, he's up in workers. So it does seem like it took creators' focus. And you can tell Dark's trying to kind of scare him. Spy is going to go down any second now. This really feels like a Muta build to me, guys. I think we're going to see Spire. As I said, I mean, +1 ranges on the way. It's a pretty expensive gas upgrade. As well as Roach speed. Mass Roaches off 3 base production. Charge starts up. Okay, we are going to see Roaches versus Charge. I said Charge can be a little dangerous if you're up against that style, but this will be Immortal Charge. He's got 1 Immortal, 2nd Immortal on the way. Or will be on the way soon, I should say. 4 drones do go down. A couple of units pressuring this right side. Not that many. 2nd Immortal starts up now. I mean, it's a very light pressure. It's just 6 Roaches, 12 Zerglings. There's not a lot of units at home. But that's enough. It's more than enough for this little squad of units. So yeah, he's got to back off. The Oracle can kind of cover his retreat a little bit. Creator always very good at just kind of doing pressures with small numbers of units and scaring his opponent. Dark wants to play Lurkers. So he's going to play Roach Hydra, Lurker, Viper. Up against Immortal Storm. That's a totally fine position for Creator. I know a lot of people are like, no, it's bad. But trust me, Zealot Immortal way better versus Lurkers than Stalkers. Stalkers basically has 1 window before the Lurkers are up where it's powerful. Whereas Zealot Archon... Immortal, you flank, you can always take out that army, and Storm is always amazing at clearing the supporting units, as well as, yeah, it's not the biggest value against the Lurkers, but it does damage them. And over time, you gain great value from it. Nice 4th Nexus attempt on there. About 720, looks like that will be going down. Stasis trap set off by a single Zergling. And the Zergling doesn't see the 4th base. Wait, he pulls the probe away. He's going to change 4th base location. Interesting. He's deciding to expand to the left of the map. Okay, Creator's saying, okay, let's just control the left of the map. I think his natural will become the weak point for run bys then, though. Army moving up there. Still no 4th base. Dark might be a little nervous that there's no 4th base. Because he's trying to go Hive and Lurkers and 8 gases. But he's building a lot of Zerglings right now. Because he's kind of like, oh, I don't know if you're actually going to take a 4th or not. Like, I'm kind of worried right now. 4 Oracles dive in the main. The Foracle. Oh, the Foracle gets in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones, as well as, not to mention that the 2 or 3 queens he already killed. He gets 9 drones there. And he loses a few Oracles, right? 2 Oracles, but for 2 queens, 10 drones, well worth it, I believe. Remember that Dark was already being kind of conservative on his droning. He's got a lot of gas, but he doesn't have that much minerals. Like, Dark does a lot of this 8 gas play lately, very tech heavy. But it really is, like, it's very fragile. You know, you don't have any mineral bank to work with. Here comes a big Zealot Arc on Immortal Pressure. It's not actually a committed push, I don't think. But, oh my god, Dark jumps on it. That's a kind of crazy engage for Dark, man. Dark jumps on the superior army. I thought he'd be pulling back and making more units, but Force Fields trap a bunch of his Ravagers. Dude, is Creator going to make the reversal here? Creator might be able to turn this around and get back in it. Ooh, Archon, Zealot, Stalker are going to be trying to get on in there. Let's see how he goes. The Archon, Zealot, Immortal doing very well so far. Dark setting up the surround, though. And there's no force fields left. There is only a single force field in this army. And Dark, look at the way he's positioning. Look at the way he's positioning to receive this Protoss. Really well played by him. I don't know if he has the numbers for it to really matter. The way he's hiding behind that mineral line is absolutely exceptional, though. Immortals on the left starting to get a bit exposed, but as the Zealots come forward, that is going to be a big punish, and Dark does not have the numbers. Creator. Holy crud. Down 0-2. A lot of people were thinking he's being mentally defeated. Yeah, he beat Solar, yeah, he beat Su, but they're not as good as Dark. Well, in this scenario, holy crap, yes, he is. Beautiful execution. Great pressure, great hiding of his 4th base, delaying it for a while, and just goes for that big old Immortal Charge Archon and takes Dark out decisively. Doesn't let him get away with that greedy 8 gas build. Fantastic Foracle dive, spots the Lurker Den, spots the Hive, and says, yep, let's commit to the big frontal push. GG, well played. Creator makes the comeback. Hot damn.